Okay.
I'll call to order the Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust meeting of September 14th. And the first item on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the July 6th meeting, and these have been submitted to you previously. Swearing in. I'm sorry. We have a new trustee. I'm sorry. See, I told you I'd read the wrong thing. Okay. We have the swearing-in ceremony for Frank McPherson as the trustee of the Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust. Welcome, Frank.
Are you doing the swearing in?
I am, sir. Okay, raise your left hand and place your right hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Frank McPherson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable things
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a trustee
as a trustee
of the Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust
of the Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then if you would just sign
Frank, I'll give you an opportunity now, if you'd like to take it, to talk to our television audience, give them a little bit of your background and what you've done in the past.
Well, my background is basically in the oil industry. I was with Kerr McGee Corporation for 40 years and started my career as a roughneck in the Gulf of Mexico and had the opportunity to do a number of different jobs with the company. And we moved back from South Louisiana in 1973. I have a wife, Nadine. We have 4 children and 14 grandchildren.
And long been active in civic activities in Oklahoma City.
Yes, I've been fortunate to be able to participate in a number of civic and charitable organizations. This Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, currently on the boards of the Oklahoma City Museum of Art, the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, and Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation.
Frank, thank you very much. Really glad to have you here, and I
Looking forward to it.
apologize for overlooking the swearing-in ceremony. But now, with your approval, can we go to item 2? Okay. This is to approve the minutes of the August 3rd, 2010 Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust meeting. The minutes have been distributed to you previously. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes that have been sent out?
I'd like to move approval of the minutes, please.
Second? I can second motion. I find that is legitimate, Frank. I want please cast your votes, and the minutes are approved. Thank you. Item 3 is ratification of some claims, and they were in your packet. They're primarily having to do with distribution of TIF funds, and with the two exceptions, one on the first page, the very bottom one, is a GOLT expenditure, which is a part of our SIP program. And the final item on the second page is another one, a GOLT one that might need a little bit of an explanation to transfer to an ACOG account of $50,000. Kathy, would you like to say something about that?
If the trustees recall, we agreed to provide part of the match to ACOG for the comprehensive economic development strategy that they are developing for the central Oklahoma region. So that payment is the payment of our matching funds to ACOG from the GOLT bond program.
Are there any questions about any of the distributions, in those two in particular? Okay. The Chair would entertain a motion to ratify the claims.
Second.
Thank you very much. Please cast your votes. And the claims are ratified. The next item on the agenda, item 4, are items for individual consideration. Item A, concurrence with the Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust in approving plans and specifications for a project on Memorial Road and Council Road, and this is in conjunction with PAYCOM, a project we approved some time ago, $1,700,000, I think it is.
Right. This is part of the infrastructure improvements that we agreed to provide as a part of the incentive package to PAYCOM for their expanded employment and expanding their facilities on Memorial Road and Council. So this is, we are concurring with the Water Trust to advertise these plans and specifications for construction.
Are there any questions or comments? Chair would entertain a motion to concur.
Second.
Okay. Please cast your votes. And we concur. Item B is final plans and specifications for bids for the City of Oklahoma City and Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust. And these are some projects associated with the Project 180 Streetscape program. Kathy, do you have any comments?
Yeah, these are the plans and specifications for what we're calling the third package of projects that will be bid this year for Project 180. And the area of these projects is Walker, Reno, Main Street, Lee, Dewey. It's kind of, actually it's down in this area of downtown. So we'll be beginning this project later this calendar year once we receive bids and award the contracts. So if we have any more specific questions, Mike Clark from the Public Works Department is here, and he'd be glad to answer any more specific questions about the project.
Are there questions? Frank, just for your information, we are acting as sort of a conduit for TIF funds, and we don't have anything ready to do except look at the project briefly, and if they seem to be in good order, recommend their it's not an awesome responsibility. And we list at the end of these the source of funds, so you can see that they're not GOLT bond funds. So, okay, on item B, we need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. A motion to approve the plans and specifications and make a recommendation to City Council. Please cast your votes, and the item is approved. Item C, ratifying an improvement, some addendums, and awarding a contract, again, a project associated with the 180 Streetscape plan.
Yeah, and this is to award the contract for package number 2 in the area of this. These streetscape improvements are in the vicinity of the Oklahoma City Memorial, Harvey from Dean A. McGee to 6th, Dean A. McGee from Harvey to Robinson, Dean A. McGee from Hudson to Harvey, and then 5th Street from Hudson to Harvey. So it's basically that area north downtown near the memorial. And we will begin construction on this package later this month.
Are there any questions of Kathy or the expert we have in the audience?
No questions, but I'd like to move approval.
Move approval. Second. We have a motion made and second. Cast your votes, and the item is approved. Item D is a little different the item that we've been considering in the past. It's a loan agreement between the Development Trust and the Myriad Gardens Foundation. Kathy, this I think you've had an opportunity to talk with some of the trustees individually about this.
Yes, we have. This is a loan agreement to loan funds from TIF District Number 2 and TIF District Number 8 to the Myriad Gardens Foundation to purchase property in the vicinity of the Myriad Gardens so that we can provide replacement support facilities for the Myriad Gardens staff and maintenance staff in particular. And so that we make sure that development in the area of the Myriad Gardens occurs that is complementary to the gardens and not in conflict with it. This is the approval of a loan agreement. The final documents are yet to be developed and finalized, and those will be, this authorizes the chair of the trust to execute those documents once they're finalized, and we identify the property to be purchased, and all of the steps are taken that are outlined in the loan agreement. John Williams is here if you have any specific questions about the documents, and Wiley Williams would also be able to answer questions pertaining to the documents.
Are there questions pertaining to the documents? Is it sort of a draft agreement at this point, and the actual numbers will be filled in later in terms of the amounts and that sort of thing?
Yes, once we know the purchase price and the property to be purchased, all of those, and we have due diligence that has to be done before those things can be finalized, and that will happen after this action.
And the approximate timing, Kathy?
Well, I would hope that some of the purchases will be made relatively soon, but then others could be made further into the future.
Are there any additional questions or comments? Yes, sir.
What items connote replacement and things? I mean,
when we developed the plans to renovate the Myriad Gardens, we decided to eliminate the south service entry and to make that into more of a formal drive and drop-off area for the Myriad Botanical Gardens. By doing that, we eliminated all of the storage facilities, the parking, the equipment storage that was a part of the Myriad Gardens facility at the time. So now there is no place to store the lawnmowers, the golf carts, all the equipment that they use to maintain, pick up trash, mow the Myriad Gardens, and for that staff. So that's one of the things that we're looking at doing, is replacing some of those facilities that were displaced by the renovation. I also think that the foundation will require some additional office space in the future, and I think they're looking to accommodate that need as well.
How many pieces of property will probably be acquired?
I don't know at this point in time.
No more than $5.5 million worth, which is the amount of the loan, and we would hope that $5.5 million would go as far as possible. We have certain properties that we're looking at, we're in negotiation on, but I would be very surprised if it's less than 2, but depending on how negotiations go, we could be looking at alternative properties. And of course, all of this is to be done on a voluntary basis, voluntary seller.
Thank you. Did you answer your question? Sort of. Yeah. Are there any additional questions or comments? Okay, the chair would entertain a motion to approve a resolution.
So moved.
second.
Okay. If you have additional comments or questions, please cast your votes. And the item is approved. Okay, the next item is the General Manager's report. Kathy, Britt, do you have any comments, general comments?
I don't think so. I think, again, this report is just the year-to-date financial information for the trust for all of our various activities. It includes the general obligation limited tax bond program and all of the TIF districts. As in the past, most of our activity is related to TIF number 8 and the streetscapes projects. So, glad to answer any specific questions.
Excuse me. You did a good job on your report. Obviously, no questions. Are there any comments from the staff?
Brent has a comment.
Brent has a comment.
A couple of things. I wanted to inform you all that we need to have another trust meeting this month. We have some additional Project 180 items that we need to seek your approval on. So I'll be contacting you in the next day or two or this afternoon to try to find a time so we can get everybody in the room to act on some more Project 180 items. And probably be the week 27th. So be thinking about that. So, but I'll be contacting you regarding that.
We're forewarned. Thank you. Any additional comments from the trustees? Comments from the public? We are adjourned.